Well, another huge report to share with you guys today. Biden has just given the nod to the United States government. Mayorkas has backed his particular nod. And quite frankly, we needed to prepare for some kind of major crackdown from Biden and his administration, especially after the statements that they just made. Take a listen to what Joe Biden said at a university.
Stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU. I say it wherever I go.
So Joe Biden, if white supremacy was such a big threat in the United States of America, why aren't we just seeing it everywhere, all over the place? I mean, anywhere. I have seen not a single incident of white supremacy, and every single friend of mine have seen none of it either. But for some reason, it's the biggest threat to the United States of America. It's almost as if we're being set up in some way, shape, or form. Not just him, but of course, his little buddy old pal, Mayorkas, backed him. Take a listen.
The president yesterday at his commencement address for the Howard University graduates called white supremacy the major domestic terror threat in this country. Is that correct?
It tragically is. You know, in the terrorism context, domestic violent extremism is our greatest threat right now. Individuals driven to violence because of ideologies of hate, anti-government sentiments, false narratives, personal grievances, and the like. And regrettably, we have seen a rise in white supremacy.
Birds of a feather flock together. Both Mayorkas and Joe Biden. It's like in sync. White supremacy is the biggest threat facing the United States of America. All while they are purging conservatives from departments, including the FBI, the CIA, the DOJ, fill in the blank. And going after conservatives on a daily basis and using the FBI to do so. But I digress. You know what's interesting is right after Joe Biden made that announcement that white supremacy is the biggest threat, hours later, mysteriously, the Patriot Front Group starts a march. Take a look here at gatewaypundit.com. Coincidence, Joe Biden tells Howard graduates white supremacists are the greatest threat to the country. Then hours later, mysterious khaki-clad Patriot Front Group holds a march right there in D.C. like clockwork. And here is them, the little Patriot Front Group that is marching there. Let me be very clear here. The left is purposefully associating this group, this organization, with conservatives. They have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with us. They're not part of us. Many people believe that that organization is controlled by feds or controlled by leftists. I don't know who the hell, if you will, is running the Patriot Front Group. I'm not a part of it. They have nothing to do with us, and they have nothing to do with conservatives. I don't agree with what they are doing. Let me be very clear. But the left is out there trying to pretend like and trying to bait you and trying to set you up, saying they are on your side. And you, Lisa Haven, and everybody of the world, you need to demand and you need to call them out. And you better call them out because we tell you to, Lisa Haven. Look, let me be very clear with the leftists listening and the Democrats. They are not conservatives. None whatsoever. And I am going to call these guys out, but not because some idiot liberal or Democrat demanded that I do so, because I am doing so because these guys are freaking idiots. They're idiots. And that's the thing. These liberal leftists are setting some kind of mousetrap, and they're pouncing all over the mainstream media. And they're saying, oh, those people have the ideology of conservatives. And they're out there on media stating this. It's absolutely BS, and it's absolutely not true. In fact, I believe they are buddies to the leftists, and they've got the same ideological beliefs. These patriot people, these patriot front people, do not carry the same ideological beliefs that we conservatives and libertarians have. Do you see how you're being set up by these radical lunatic leftists? Joe Biden gets on the pulpit, makes his statement, then suddenly this white supremacist group, if you will, starts marching right after like clockwork. A group that has nothing to do with the conservative movement, but the left wants to continue label them as part of us, telling us to call them out. They're not part of us. I don't need to call them out for anything other than because I want to and because they're freaking idiots. They're not on our side. In fact, like I said before, they more ideologically align with groups like Antifa, not us here on the right. I'm just saying, I'm tired of these traps that they keep setting, and then they try to loop us all in as if we're on the same side. I have nothing to do with them. I don't have to say or do anything with that group. I don't care. They're not on my side. That would be like me calling out the Black Panthers or whatever, or me calling out, something, whatever they want to associate on our side. It has nothing to do with me. Or me calling out, say, the MS-13 gang members because somehow they're on our side. That's what they're doing. They're taking gang organizations, if you will, putting them in the same pot as conservatives and saying, you call it out because it's your ideology. It's not my ideology. And I think this is a very big point. I hope I'm really hitting this outright, but I don't want their mousetrap. And I believe that that's what's happening here with Joe Biden. White supremacy, the biggest threat. Mayorkas, white supremacy, the biggest threat. It's actually not. The statistics do not prove it. We do know that whistleblowers came out of the FBI and leaked to the GOP and told them that they are taking every case that they possibly can and make it look like some kind of extremist, domestic extremist, white supremacist case when they can, as often as they can. That's wrong and completely twisted. It's not like we ever had this problem before and suddenly Biden's in charge and it's a brand new problem. And hey, it just so happens that they're painting that along the same line as their political opposition. You know, those MAGA people? And they keep constantly saying, MAGA, 50% of the country, is white supremacy. Completely untrue. Just like the Patriot Front guys, they're one and the same. That's what they're trying to say. We're not one and the same. Never have been, never will be. No need to ruffle any feathers about it either. They're nothing to do with a do. They're idiots doing their own thing. Just like gang members or just like whoever, right? Anyhow, I wanted to bring you the latest on all of that. Please let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. With that, just don't forget to check out restrictedrepublic.com if you've got a chance. I just put out a huge report on there. You're going to want to check it out. Anyhow, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.